and welcome to another edition of Sports Talkies with me, Clinton D'Souza. Today, I have with me in the studio a person who has not only made Goa proud, but India proud. She's the first woman who will be entering into the Asian Games in windsurfing category. That is none other than who hails from the coastal belt of Kalangut, that is Katya Coelho. So Katya, first of all, welcome to Herald Studios. I want to know, you always say that the wind always carries you.
Yes.
So what do you mean by this statement?
Okay, thank you first of all for having me here. So when I say the wind always carries me, it means this sport is we do it in nature basically, and it is only by the help of the wind we move. So I think that is what I meant by the statement.
Katya, moving ahead, you started your journey into this sport at the age of 11. So
Yes.
what do you, at this early age, like people are actually unclear of what they want to do, but you have reached so far that today you are a national sensation. So what do you want to say on that?
So I believe, when you start something at a young age, even for me, I wasn't sure if where I would, where this would lead me. But with the right guidance at the young age, I think that is what is the most important thing. Luckily for me, I had my father as a mentor and my mother who has supported me throughout my career in sports. And if I didn't have that kind of guidance in my life, I don't really know where I would reach with this sport, because first of all, it was a risk taking up a sport like this. None of us knew, if this is going to lead us where we are today. But what we all had was belief in ourselves that, we love this sport. It is our passion. And we just went on with that feeling, that no matter what the after effect is going to be, like no matter if we if we get what we are giving right now, but the whole point was that we love this sport, we want to take the sport forward, and we want to promote this sport also because it's a very rare sport. But coming from a place like Goa where we have such a vast coastline, I think it is only fair that we do something like this also.
Now coming on that, you are the first female to be qualified for the 2023 Asian Games, and that too as an IQ foil sailor.
Yes.
Could you explain, because everyone knows that you're a windsurfer. There's IQ foil sailor, many of them they don't know.
Right.
So could you explain it to our viewers, like what is actually the IQ this
Right.
foil sailor?
So basically in 2018, I represented India in windsurfing at the Asian Games along with my brother. So now that the 2024 Olympics that is coming up, they have scrapped out windsurfing. They've removed windsurfing basically out of it, and it has been replaced by IQ foiling. The main difference is the equipment basically. We're using very high-tech equipment right now. And for windsurfing, we have a fin underneath our boards.
Correct.
For IQ foiling, we have this carbon foil that helps you go faster in lighter winds. So basically, that is the main difference between windsurfing and this sport. So it also kind of elevates from the surface of the water. We are like gliding above the surface with the carbon mass below, with the help of the wind pressure built underneath. So that is how the sport is a bit different. So this is for the first time we are going to be having it at the Asian Games, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Recently you won in a tournament, and then you came in the national championship and you realized, okay, fine, now I'm going for the Asian Games. What was that feeling?
I mean, it was a sense of kind of, I was feeling very proud also to be able to represent my country. It's a big thing for a person, for my sport also, which is not very well recognized. So after I believe that after I qualified or after I reach a certain level, people know about my sport, people know about me. So I think that itself was the biggest challenge initially, because even when I was schooling, when I used to win the nationals or anything, my close friends also, like in school, didn't know what my sport was or what is all this about. My close friends, my neighbors, no one knew what the sport was about. So now with the help of media, we are getting a lot of coverage for the sport. And that is also rewarding for us, when people know about what you're doing. And yeah, so when I got to know that, okay, I'm going to be representing India again, I was extremely happy. to represent the country. And yeah.
You said that many of them do not know about this sport, but
Yes.
do you think it is recognized today in the country or in the state?
That is my main aim, to get it recognized, and slowly I feel that okay, even the like now people know about it, I feel. So I feel like it is getting a little recognition. And sailing in general, like all other sports, like all other fields in sailing, were not very recognized before. But the last Olympics, we had 4 sailors from India who qualified for the Olympics. After that, we have been getting more people interested in the sport. So I think, like as an athlete, when I reach a certain level, I think people are going to know about it. Now again, from Goa, I'm the only one who has qualified
Correct.
in this sport. So I think yes, now people are getting to know about it.
Going ahead with regards to, as you qualified, you recently participated in this tournament which was going on in Mumbai. So if you could explain about that tournament, because many of us know that you were in Mumbai.
Yes.
What was the tournament? Nobody knows.
Right.
So how many participants? How was the tournament? If you could
Okay.
explain that.
So we had 3 basically trial rounds for the Asian Games, and we were supposed to demonstrate our best performance because we were going to be judged by these 3 rounds. So this is actually my 6th trial. A lot of people wouldn't know that, but this is my 6th trial for the Asian Games, and that is because because of COVID, the Asian Games were postponed.
Correct.
So the whatever hard work we put in the first 3 trials were completely not, you won't be judged by that. We had 3 rounds again. So the next 3 rounds happened pretty quickly actually. The last one, the last 2 rounds happened just with a week difference between them. So everyone was like, okay, you just won and now you're winning again. So what's all this about? So basically they were the Asian Games trials. The first event we had over 199 sailors in different categories. In this event we had around 130 sailors from all over India in different categories. And these are also the Olympic classes that we had. It was a very good experience for me, a very good learning experience. Racing with the top athletes from the country. This include people from AYN, sailors from AYN, from the Navy as well. So it was a good experience for me being able to sail and even compete and beat some of the men also in a few races. Because in Goa, it's mostly just me and my brother who are training together.
Correct.
So when we are exposed to competitions like this, we also we kind of improve our level as well, And for us, the races are not just one day like some of the sports. It's not just one game or one match. We have a series of 12 to 15 races. So this happens over a course of a week. The last event in particular, the last trial round for me was one of my toughest I've sailed, because we had winds gusting over 20 knots for the last
That's
few
huge.
days of the...
That's too much of pressure.
And like some people, if you don't know what 20 knots is, it's like when even the sand is flying.
Correct.
So you can imagine the kind of wind. And for me, it was the first time I've sailed in that kind of conditions. And it was a crazy experience, to say the least.
I think on that note, I want to know, when you said crazy experience, they always say that this sport needs a lot of strength, lot of kind of concentration, lot of hard work, and this is mostly like, if you see in international, this sport is dominated by men.
Right.
Now being a woman, how do you match up to the level of a man over there?
So I think this has a lot to do with the mentality in my household, to be honest. So since both me and my brother are into this sport, my parents never, differentiated between us. Like my mother or my father never said like, okay, he's better because he's a male. But they've always made us compete also together, train together, same schedule. He was never preferred over me as an athlete in my own house.
Okay.
So I think that has a lot to do with my mentality today. So even when for us, we have our races combined. So even when there are men, it's not that I'm taking it easy because, okay, I know they are going to win. But I look at them as my competition. Like even for the starts or anything, I'm going in not just to beat the females in the category, but also like I'm taking it just as my competition, because I believe that's going to better my performance. So I think that has a lot to do with the way I've been brought up. We've never been really, differentiated or, things like that. And the second point that you brought up was males in sport. I think that is in every sport, males are usually, dominating.
Given the stereotype, they are the domination.
And I believe that is also because of the, body type, that males look like this, muscular and everything, so they are looked at as stronger. But for me, it was never like that, I always believed, I believe in equality. And I believe that we as women also need to be getting equal chances as the male athletes also.
Okay, you spoke about the strength now. So you have definitely shown a lot of strength to make sure that your seat is confirmed for the Asian Games.
Yes.
So how was it beating those big men from the Navy, from the Army out there?
So we are obviously scored separately, but see, for me, just getting qualified was my priority. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I knew that I wanted to qualify my country and get qualified for the Asian Games, because I knew this was going to be a big step in sailing.
Correct.
Not just for me, but for the generation to follow. I want to set a mark that people who wish to come into sailing be like, okay, you know what, I want to follow Katya, I want to be like Katya, I want to do what she has been doing, So this is also, I'm trying to inspire the younger generation to take up sports. Because in nowadays time, it seems very cool to party and, do all these kind of things. And the upcoming generation...
Majority of them are into it today.
Exactly. Majority of the generation thinks it's, I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's completely fine, but there should be a line, you need to draw.
Yeah. And sense of responsibility.
A sense of responsibility is what I feel the generation is lacking a bit, And for me, sports has taught me so much throughout my life. Even in my personal life, I have like just 3 to 4 friends. I don't go out every day to prove a point that, okay, I'm so cool or something like that. Because I have to wake up the next morning and go to the gym.
Yeah.
And I have this responsibility on me to make my country proud also. And this is the life I've chosen, honestly, This is the path I've taken for the last 10 years. I have chosen this path of sports, of discipline. And I think that has really helped me a lot. Even like mentally, to be strong, every day you need to wake up and, challenge yourself. You need a good amount of mental, you need to be there mentally to do this every day. So that is what I'm still developing and I'm still working on.
You hail from the coastal belt. You hail from Kalangut. Yes. Kalangut is known for its beach, sand, party, culture, music.
Yes.
And you are completely from the different zone. You live in the same thing, but your mentality is completely. So how is it to match? How did you make sure that, okay, I'm not going to go this side. I know my vision is straight.
So see, you said it yourself. Yeah. Kalangut is known for the parties and everything of that sort.
For tourism, mostly tourism.
And honestly, anyone comes in, they'll even if anyone comes in, they'll ask you where is the next party happening, And it's okay. People, you should enjoy, you should enjoy life. But for me, these things never really fascinated me, because I've seen it. It's not fascinating for me. What's my adrenaline rush is beating my previous record in my plank or something like that. That is what makes me happy, or going to the gym and like we have these kind of challenges in my gym that I work out in. So for me, that's my adrenaline. That is what I
like
enjoy.
The circuit and all you're talking about.
Exactly. And that, I've made my mentality also like so strong that this is what I want to do. And I want to promote the reason I've taken also this sport, it's a beautiful sport. We don't use any kind of fuel. We are, just fueled by nature. And it keeps you so grounded, So people come to Goa, they want to go like for these kind of jet ski rides and see dolphins, and they'll pay to see a dolphin.
Correct.
I'm seeing dolphins every day, just windsurfing, So this is a sport I would want to promote, and even for tourism in Goa, this can be like a really good tourism thing also, where we could promote this in a way, and it's also you're inviting good tourists in this way,
Okay, so you spoke about the tourism also, but I think on that note we'll take a short break and we'll see you on the other side to know much more about how you manage when it comes to financial, then family support, then when it comes to future goals. We'll see what you have to say on that. Yes. I think on that note we'll take a short break. I will see you on the other side. Welcome back to this interesting discussion on Sports Talkies with the national sensation who I'm calling again and again now. That's Katya. Katya, moving ahead, let's discuss about when it comes to financially, the support. I last interview also you spoke about how your family has been the main pillar when it comes to making sure, and I would say they are the main pillar for you to reach the Asian Games. So when it comes to this support, so I know that this sport is not like, you can say, less investment. There's huge investment, and now the equipments that you require are huge, right from the transit, the freight charges. So I want to know, when it comes to financially, how do you manage kind of it?
Okay, so this sport in general is financially, I mean, it is an expensive sport. Financially, it has been a bit tough because we haven't been receiving government support, a lot of government support for this sport.
But do you think, like, when it comes to government support, like all these years, did you receive it, or how much was it less that you received, or what do you have to say on that?
Okay, so basically, my cash prize for whatever I've won, I received just last year, and that's for the past 10 years what I have done.
So 10 years, whatever you won didn't come to you.
It didn't come to me. I received it last year. So you know, these kind of things are a bit demotivating, but I'm extremely happy that we at least received it, you know.
Correct.
It was a long wait.
Yeah.
And it's rewarding when you win something and then you get appreciation for it also, you know. And I feel like our sport should be treated like any other sport in Goa. For example, football or any other sport like this, they receive grants
kind
on
of
a monthly basis or for every event. For us, we need to be putting in our files for which event we are going for, and then we receive the grants after we win the event and after months. But if we receive the same grants before, I think it would also help, you know. And I think if we are representing our state at this level, I think that's the least we could ask for. So last time I went for an event and I got financial support for that event, but that was just one event I did and I won silver. So it shows that, you know, a little financial support can go a long way, and that is the first silver IQ foil medal for India. So, you know, a little support from the government, I think, can go a long way when it comes to things like this. If you have the talent and if you're willing to give in your all, you know, just a bit of support.
And yeah, and you have been receiving prizes and winning most of the tournaments.
Yeah,
so do you
exactly.
think, like, I'm not saying do you think, but all these years you didn't receive anything then from the government?
So I mean, it's
Very few.
very few grants that we have received, and also time waits for no one. I am
Correct.
at my peak of my career now.
Yes, exactly.
And you know, for me, if I didn't have my parents to support me, this wouldn't be possible. No one would know about windsurfing, I feel, you know. If it wasn't for me and my brother, I don't think people would really know about windsurfing in Goa. I don't think people would, who else is you know, going to take this sport forward? If we don't get the kind of infrastructure and if we don't get the kind of support that you know, could take this forward after us, there should be more people also,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't be able to accomplish this. I wouldn't be able to represent India at the Youth Olympics. I went to the Youth Olympics in 2014. I was the only Indian female to represent India. I came back and no one even knew what happened, you know. And it was demotivating as a child. I was just 14. I was one of the youngest participants there, and at that age I went to the Youth Olympics only because of my parents' support. So we are reaching the highest level, you know, that we are aiming for Olympics, we are going for Asian Games. So from our side, we are doing all we can. So it is a little hard.
Do you have any support now presently?
I'm hoping because I mean, I am qualified now. I look forward to doing a European circuit before the Asian Games, and I look to spend at least 3 months in Europe training, because in Goa, if I train just by myself, you know, I'm not going to reach anywhere. You need to be training in a fleet of people.
Correct.
In India also, for our start line, like we might be having max to max 12 to 15 people on the start line. If you go for a world championship, you are having more than 100 people. How do you manage it? That only happens through experience. So if I'm not getting that exposure, how will my performance be good at the games, you know? And now since I have qualified, I look to give in my best performance at the Asian Games. So I would want to do a 3-month training circuit in Europe before I leave. I have already planned out everything. I know the competitions I want to go for. So hopefully for those competitions I get backed up.
We're almost running short of time, but I will only ask you with regards to when it comes to now the future Asian Games. What is your plan for the Asian Games?
So for every athlete, whenever you're going for a competition, your mindset should be that you want to win it. Otherwise,
Correct.
what's the point of going for the competition itself? So for me also, I obviously am I'm trying to give in my best, and as an athlete, that's all I can do. My performance is on me. Physically, mentally, I'm working towards it for the past few months also. For other athletes, when they have a full plan of 4 years. Every Olympics comes after 4 years, so
Correct.
they have a full plan, a whole training circuit that is already chalked out for them. So for me as well, I kind of have this plan that I want to work on, but most of it has not been possible through before. Now I have a good 7 months left for the games. I'm going to be training very hard for this. There are no breaks for me. Right after this competition, I just had a 2-day rest, and I'm back at it. I'm back at training, because for myself, I know that if I put in my best efforts, that's all that I can do.
Okay, now moving ahead to the last two questions that I have, I just want to ask you, now did any from the sports fraternity or from the management or from the ministry made a call to you, okay, we are ready with you? Is there any news update on that?
I haven't received any call per se from any sports authority as of now, but I am going in for a meeting after this.
Okay.
So I will be going on with my plan, with my bills, with everything. And see, I did 3 nationals already. I did 3 trial rounds. I still haven't received anything for that. I've won it. It's got postponed. I won the other 3 also again. So I'm still waiting for those funds. But, I don't want to be negative about it, and I don't want to keep complaining
correct.
about it. Because I understand, sometimes it's like a hierarchy,
Yeah. By the time you reach on top, it takes time.
Yes. What I mean is, in the hierarchy, it comes from
Yeah.
the above, and then it keeps
Coming to the
so
next
there
step.
it is a long process. I completely understand, and with the government and things like that, it does take time, and I understand that.
But you're focused on the sport.
I'm completely
irrespective of
focused.
anything.
Irrespective of anything, I know I want to perform my best, and I know that this is my main goal right now.
Okay. All I can say is, from Herald and all the viewers and from Goa, we wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
And we hope that another medal comes to Goa or to India in the upcoming Asian Games. But before I end, I want to ask you, this success that you have seen so far, who do you dedicate it to?
I dedicate it to my parents for sure.
Okay.
With God's support, and I have full faith in my God that whatever I'm doing, He's paving the path for me. And I feel like I'm born to do this, And my parents have supported me throughout. People know about me now.
Yeah.
I'm 23. I started at the age of 11.
11.
So from that time till now, through all my ups and downs, as an athlete, we go through so many injuries. This is a physically demanding sport.
Correct.
So my parents have been there through it all, for me. Even after my training sessions, my body is broken down, And who has seen all this is my parents. We don't have any access to, other athletes have a proper team, a nutritionist,
Correct.
a physiotherapist, even a mental coach. For me, everything is my parents. My mental coach, everything, whatever insights I'm getting is through them. My father is also my coach. So, they're doing everything they can for us. So this success, everything is dedicated only to them. And my main aim is also to make them proud. And I hope I am through whatever I'm doing. So yeah, the success is dedicated to them for sure.
All right, thank you so much, Katya, and we wish that you win gold for India in these upcoming Asian Games.
Thank you so
and
much.
We hope to meet again soon, maybe here or somewhere else, maybe when we travel, maybe to see your games. Or
For sure, it's going to be held in China, so wear a mask.
Oh, definitely in the studios here back again with the
sure.
medal. All right. Thank you so much, Katya, for your time, and wish you all your best, and hope
Thank you.
that we see you again like this, only smiling and winning it
For
for
sure.
India. So that's all we have in today's episode of Sports Talkies. I will see you soon with another episode with another celebrity, another sensation like Katya for sure. This is Clinton D'Souza signing off for Herald TV.